Hello and welcome on into the May episode of Strategy Game News. We're going to be diving in to check out some roguelike deck builders, some remasters, some management sims, and some city builders coming out in the month of May. Before we do dive in, I just want to disclaim really quickly that I do work for Hooded Horse, and I'm disclaiming that because quite a few of their titles appear on the list this month. That being said, they would appear there anyway as they are strategy games, and this is a strategy game channel. Also, a huge thank you to everyone that's been watching this series and commenting on the videos as well. I found quite a few gems that I did miss through your comments. So if you do think that I've missed a game, please comment it in the section down below and I'll either explain why it's not in an episode or I'll go and check it out for the next one. Now let's check out what happened last month and what's coming, because if any month is going to be a good month for strategy games, it's gonna be May. We're starting off frosty with the announcement of Frostpunk 1886 from 11-Bit Studios. This remaster of the classic alternate history city builder promises new content, an expansion on existing mechanics, and a return to our beloved New London while remaining faithful to the original. In Frostpunk 1886, you'll once again be tasked with battling the harsh elements, maintaining your central generator and expanding the heat to even the outer rings of your compact city. As captain, you'll be forced to make impossible decisions and wear the consequences no matter the outcome. As descent grows and the nearing storm looms, will you cross the line in order to guarantee your survival, or will your city perish with your morals intact? With an engine swap from 11-Bit's in-house Liquid engine to the more versatile Unreal engine, the studio promises to expand on Frostpunk content through mods and DLC content. And while this might feel a bit preemptive, I unfortunately have to remind you that the original Frostpunk came out in 2018. 7 years ago. By the time Frostpunk 1886 comes out in 2027, our chilly city builder will be nearly a decade old, and technology moves quickly these days. As a Frostpunk experiencer and sometimes enjoyer, I'm curious to see how well this remaster is received by the player base. In the vein of April's military RTS release spree, Burden of Command also released on April 9. This World War II RPG features emotional authenticity with a strong narrative drive to impart a more realistic view of war on the player. As captain, you'll lead your men through the war-torn countryside while engaging in combat and psychological warfare along the way. You'll need to look after your unit's needs and mindsets, and to lose a soldier is to lose him permanently. You'll need good tactics and great leadership to complete the turn-based campaign. Overall, Burden of Command looks to focus highly on historical accuracy and psychology, setting it apart from some of the other military RPGs we've covered recently. It's available right now on Steam if you'd like to check it out. Galacticare, the quirky space hospital management sim, got its first DLC on April 2nd. The Voice Beyond adds 3 new narrative levels, new diseases, and higher stakes as you, the director of said hospital, face your biggest threat yet. As the mysterious Cabal move their dastardly plots to the center of galactic healthcare, you'll have to fight to ward off new injuries and illnesses, saving each species and patient who walks through your doors. With a conspiracy on your doorstep as well as other unsavory unmentionables, will you be able to keep your hospital operating? The Voice Beyond DLC is available with Galacticare on Steam right now. Citadelum, the Roman city builder from Abilite Studios, hit their 2.0 milestone on April 11 with an enormous update. Citadelum sees the player in charge of a Roman-inspired city, managing the needs of their citizens while appeasing the gods of the Pantheon and expanding their empire across the landscape. Settling conflict through auto-battle combat and establishing trade routes will allow the player to level up their city and complete missions in order to advance. Coming only 6 months after the game went into 1.0, the Julius update adds new management options, new resources, a huge new technical optimization, new buildings, and new, more complex production chains. This update also comes after 2 huge free DLCs already hit Steam, one in December 2024 and one more recently in February. I don't know what's going on over at Abilite, but I think I like it. I'll be adding this game to my stream rotation to check out, so feel free to pop by Twitch if you're curious. The environmental science city builder Synergy from Lakia Studio hit 1.0, ending their early access period after less than 12 months. During that time, Synergy saw frequent updates and lots of communication with the community, so a solid 1.0 release wasn't out of the question. With its distinctive art style, Synergy takes a very different direction with most typical city builders, leaning into the scientific angle and making it clear that this is a civilization starting over. While your town may be underdeveloped, your research tools and capabilities certainly are not, and you're expected to use them to your advantage as you scour the landscape for a new base for your city to settle. Detoxify your water source, learn which plants harm, heal, and fulfill, while sending scouts into the wilderness to search for other villages or lost technologies. The 1.0 version adds a new campaign, more plants and buildings, trading mechanics, and temperature and water mechanics. The comfort of your citizens and keeping them alive and happy in the arid wilds drives the core gameplay loop of Synergy. And while I was researching this game for this episode, I was pleasantly surprised at how different it feels compared to a lot of city builders on the market today. I also checked out the demo a little while ago, so coming back to the 1.0 version so soon was a pleasant surprise. I would recommend this one for people who enjoyed Terra Nil and who enjoy city builders as a whole, but be prepared. Synergy may look adorable and cozy, but it can be trickier than you think. On April 29th, Hooded Horse announced that their fantasy roguelike Against the Storm will be heading to consoles. This rainpunk bite-sized city builder hit 1.0 in December of 2023 and has sold over 1.5 million copies on PC, so it's fantastic to see this title launch on a whole new set of platforms. In Against the Storm, you'll act as the Queen's Viceroy, tasked with constructing temporary settlements to harvest valuable resources from the storm-ravaged wilds. Each map has its own set of modifiers and challenges, and the roguelike meta progression will ease you into more difficult scenarios, and it also means each attempt at a settlement will move your game forward whether or not it's successful. At the end of each cycle, the Blightstorm sweeps across the landscape, removing your settlements from the face of the map as you set out once again to explore. Against the Storm will be coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch on June 26. In the news of games hitting 1.0, Memoriapolis, the political era-spanning city builder from 5PM Studios, joined those ranks on April 30. In Memoriapolis, you construct a city beginning in the Antiquity Age and watch it evolve through 5 specific eras: Antiquity, Middle Ages, Renaissance, Age of Enlightenment, and the Industrial Revolution. You'll face choices both political and tactical, which will shape your society and cement your place in history. And write this one down for the books, this is a gridless building system, a favorite of this channel. Memoriapolis prides itself on its dynamic, sprawling distribution of citizens and districts, resulting in stunning cityscapes and organic expansion. With a strong influence from the 4X genre, Memoriapolis is a marriage of the best parts of both game genres, creating, in my opinion, a unique take on this kind of strategy game and offering something a little different. You can really tell our generation grew up with Tetris, hey? Drop Duchy is a puzzle-focused strategy deck builder roguelite releasing on May 6th from Sleepy Mill Studio and the Arcade Crew. In Drop Duchy, you'll need to use the block-dropping mechanic to advance your duchy, facing combat and bosses along the way. With each upcoming block, you'll need to think fast and remember all possible combos, while blocking your enemy from reinforcing their troops through deliberately bad placement of their tiles. With a myriad of different buildings to choose from, both resource and military, you'll need to swap out cards to suit the upcoming battlefield and enemies. As you play through levels, you'll collect resources to expand how many cards you can hold, upgrade existing cards, and unlock branches on the progress tree. With a vibrant art style and over 100 unique cards to use, this was a surprisingly well-rounded demo and a delightful gem to come across during research. I'm looking forward to the release of this one and to prepare to see some very panicked block placements on stream in the near future. Our favourite city building beavers will be getting a new update on May 8th. Update 7 is coming to Timberborn, featuring some new landscape and travel options along with a bunch of bug fixes and balances. The engineering aspect of Timberborn has always been a huge draw to the game, and Update 7 will introduce overhanging cliffs and blocks to allow for more upward expansion, and as above, so below. Beavers will now also be able to dig tunnels through the mountains as the Folktail faction ziplines through the sky, and the more industrious Irontails install their tubeways for quick travel around their cities. Timberborn has had a fairly long early access period, and as of yet there isn't any mention of the city builder heading towards full release. 2 major updates were released in 2024, Update 5 in January and Update 6 in October, so Update 7 following in May of 2025 seems to be right on schedule. This update will be available on May 8th, or you can check it out a few days early by hopping onto the experimental branch if you own the game. The management sim from Untitled Studios and Hooded Horse, Blacksmith Master, is coming to early access on May 15th. From the same studio that brought us Tavern Master, Blacksmith Master will see the player run their own smithy, fulfill merchant orders, design their own shop to sell their goods directly to the public, and manage the resource chains that feed into your forge. You'll be able to craft weapons, jewelry, military equipment, and kitchen utensils, all while managing the needs of your staff and their workflows. And from the mines deep underground to the surrounding forests, you'll be able to tailor which resources you collect to the needs of your shop and your orders. Blacksmith Master will release into early access on May 15. We do love our medieval deck builders this episode. Sad Socket recently announced that they've joined forces with Hooded Horse in addition to Instinct 3 to bring the roguelike auto-battler 9 Kings to us on May 19. In 9 Kings, you're given a grid of, you guessed it, 9 squares. With those 9 squares, you need to choose cards to construct buildings, place units, and level up existing placements to defend against the nightly raids from other kings. Covet the deck of another monarch, you can declare war upon them to steal their cards. Meanwhile, peace is quite boring, and making a treaty with an uninspiring ruler will remove their cards from your hand, freeing up space to hunt down the cards you actually want. 9 Kings begs for you to break the game, boasting a range of ridiculous combos and overpowered exploits to overcome your enemies and beat your previous high score. With a charming pixel art style and soundtrack, 9 Kings is one to keep an eye on, even if I'm not very good at it. 9 Kings has a demo up as of the writing of this video, so do give it a few rounds and pop it onto the wishlist. The incredibly in-depth strategy city builder Workers and Resources Soviet Republic is getting its 3rd DLC in the form of Early Start, announced on April 25th. In Early Start, you'll be able to choose your starting age from the 1930s onwards and deal with a completely different set of economic and resource-specific challenges. New buildings and vehicles have also been added to better reflect the different eras you can now play in, as well as 2 new maps, but you can try out the Early Start on any other map already included in the game. This newest DLC will release on the 23rd of May. Also dropping on May 23rd is City Tales Medieval Era from Irregular Shapes and Fire Squid. This charming city builder displays some truly gridless behavior in its organic town planning, encouraging the player to design districts and face challenges in this medieval landscape. With advisors at your side, you'll be free to create the relaxed medieval town of your dreams by choosing which buildings to place and where. With a mixture of cozy and the classic city builder combo, manage resources, wants and needs, and production chains, City Tales Medieval Era looks super intriguing. Oh, and did I mention organic pathways? I like those almost as much as I like gridless building. Get ready to see some super janky builds from me. And rounding out a very strong month of releases, dark fantasy roguelike Deckbuilder As We Descend will release on May 28th from Box Dragon and Coffee Stain Publishing. Embark into the dark world as the newly chosen Warden of the Wall, as the force field fails and creatures emerge from the darkness to threaten the relative safety enjoyed by the citizens. You will need to venture out into the wilds to rediscover lost devices and relics, bringing them back to the city to exchange them for new tech and cards. As you explore, a host of enemies will do their best to stop you, and you'll need to keep your wits about you and make strategic choices in terms of which cards you play during combat. Inside the city, you'll need to make alliances and acquire allies to build your own power within the social hierarchy, lest you be buffeted by the ambitions of those around you. With a strong narrative core and decisive art style, As We Descend oddly reminds me of Frostpunk, and what a nice way to bring this episode full circle. The city's circular design around a central glowing district and the strong political storylines made this game feel really familiar really quickly. That being said, As We Descend is decidedly its own game. The world building is thorough and the lore compelling even at this early stage. I'm pretty keen to see how this one progresses, and you can check out the demo before this one comes out on May 28. I've got to say, I was not expecting to really mesh with some of these demos that I played for research this month. The two in particular that stood out to me were Drop Duchy and As We Descend. Drop Duchy has no right being as addictive and fun and in-depth as it currently is, and this is it in its demo form. I think I'm in some real trouble when this thing comes out into early access. I have played the demo, I'd say 4 or 5 times now. I think I got an achievement for unlocking like a 5-time run. So yeah, when that game comes out, one of the next episodes might get delayed because I'm just trying to out Tetris myself. It's a game I really love, but it's also a game I'm really bad at. Prepare to be frustrated if you do watch me play it on stream. As We Descend is not as whimsical, it is darker, and there's something about it that immediately made me go, this is going to be really good. I think it's the world building and it's the narrative as well. I wasn't expecting a really strong narrative through line in a roguelike deck builder. As We Descend, Drop Duchy, as well as a bunch of others in here I was just addicted to. Memoriapolis has no right being as good as it is in this form. I think I'm going to work up a full proper review of it. City Tales I'll definitely be checking out as well, so frankly my game backlog just got even bigger. Doing this series means that I really am my own worst enemy when it comes to getting through my Steam backlog. Anyway, I want to hear which games from this list you guys are looking out for. Don't forget, if you think that I've missed something, or if you're a developer who would like to see their game on this channel, do feel free to send me an email at reneeskyplays@gmail.com. Anyway, I'm gonna go and play another round of Drop Duchy, and I'll see you in the June episode of Strategy Game News. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. And I'll see you in... Forgot what month came next. Horse is You can really... oh my god, my tummy. It is June. This update also comes after 2 huge free DLCs. I just completely went off script there. As the mysterious cabal, the center of healthcare. What? You'll have to fight off and I'll see you in the... of a Roman-inspired city. What is happening to my narrator voice? I'm still not very good at this. Okay.